Oh my gosh. Anyway, hi, it's me. So, I'm not gonna talk about anything, okay? We're not gonna talk about anything. All I want to talk about is my goals and do goal updates because I haven't done that all year and I don't know why I like talking about my goals. So we're gonna do that, and we're not gonna talk about any like melodrama or anything. Okay. So if memory is serving me correctly, my last video I posted, I think I was talking about my current project that I was working on, which was a sci-fi suspense horror that was called Artificial. I don't know if I said the working title or not, but that's the working title, and it was going really well. And I also recently signed up for a writing workshop, and I wasn't excited about the workshop part, but at this workshop, there were going to be agents, and I was going to get to live pitch to an agent for the first time. And so I was really excited about that. And almost immediately after posting that video, I had like a severe confidence crisis. And unfortunately for me, even though I know a handful of writers, I am the most productive writer that I know. So when I need help, 90% of the time, I either get a response that's like, oh, I feel the same way and I wish I could help you. I don't know what to do about it either. Or they say, you need to take a break. And I want to be like, I haven't finished anything in several months. I've been taking a break. Don't tell me to take a break. That's like my least favorite thing for people to tell me. So I had a confidence crisis and I didn't write for a while. And then I did some writing. And then I worked on a couple different projects, and then I quit those, and then I went back to Artificial. And so I'll talk about that over the course of talking about my writing goals because it's related. So let's just get started talking about goals and stuff. So the first quarter of the year, which of course covers January, February, and March, I had 7 goals, but I don't care about 2 of them anymore, because they're like, you know, trying to track like some sleep and wellness goals. And I just decided that that was causing problems. So I decided to stop tracking stuff. You know, it's not good for me to stress about certain things. So out of the 5 goals that I feel like talking about for the first quarter, I met 4 of them. So it didn't go too badly. But before I get into that, I have quarterly goals, if you don't know, and I break my quarterly goals down into monthly goals, and my monthly goals mostly correlate to my quarterly goals, but then I'll have like monthly, specific goals. And so like January, I had 7 goals, which is too many, and I met 6 out of 7 of those, and the one I didn't meet was a sleep-related goal. And then February, it looks like I met 3 out of 5 goals, and in March, I met 2 out of 5. So I realized recently that my entire like self-esteem hinges on my ability to get stuff done. So when I am not productive, I'm quite miserable. So the first quarter of the year did not really go all that well. But let's just talk about it, okay? So the first 2 goals were money related. I wanted to save some money in my retirement account. I wanted to save some money in general, and I met both of those goals. And if I sound a little bored when I talk about my finance goals, I'm happy that I'm saving money and I'm not spending every single cent. But this is one of those goals that's like, as long as I do it as close to the beginning of the month as possible, I get it done, it's over with, and I don't have to think about it until the beginning of next month, and it just kind of becomes like a habit. So I consider this to be one of the easier goals to meet. So I'm happy about it, but I don't really feel that boost of confidence that I get from being productive, because it's like I feel happy that I met the goal, but I don't feel productive because I'm not really doing anything except moving money around, you know? So my third goal was to read 15 books. I did not do this. So I got my reading goal off to a very slow start. Now, the benefit is that I don't stress out about my reading goal. I either meet it or I don't. I set the goal. It's for fun. I do have fun with it. I do like to meet my reading goals if I can, but if I can't do it without stressing myself, it's just not that serious. So I wasn't upset about this, but I got behind on my reading goal almost immediately, and I think my reading goal this year is $60. But anyway, so my 4th goal I said to write 25,000 in any project, and I counted this as done, but I made a note to myself saying that I gave up at 20K. So I think in my head, I was like, well, if I hadn't given up, then I would have been able, to meet this goal, which is true, I think. But I did count this as done. So, and then the last goal, I wanted to read the intro to the Bhagavad Gita. I did do this. Now, have I read much more of that book? No, and it's not even that long. I think it's just like, I'm just not in the mood. But I did read the intro to it. Okay, so moving on to quarter 2, which covers April, May, and June. I had 4 goals, way more reasonable, okay? And before I get into those, I met 1 of 4 goals for April, and I put a note to myself saying I was taking a writing break, so that was not going well at all. And then in May, I met 2 of 4 goals, and in June, I also met 2 of 4 goals. So my first goal for the second quarter of the year was to read 20 books. I read 7. I wanted to save some money. I did that. I saved a little bit more than I wrote down, but I did that. My third goal was to finish the Bhagavad Gita. Obviously, I did not do that. And my fourth goal was to write 25,000 words. I did do this, but it was across 3 projects. Now, I did not specify, so of course this counts as goal met. But it wasn't that I all of a sudden didn't want to work on Artificial anymore. It was just like I was having such severe confidence problems that I just could not work on it. So I worked on something else, and then I didn't like it, so I worked on something else. And then I realized that I'm just going to have to start that one story over from scratch. So there's that. So now we're moving on to quarter 3, which this is where things get good, okay? Because I finally got some stuff done. So quarter 3, I had 4 goals, and even though the quarter's not quite up yet, I have met all 4 goals this quarter already. So feeling pretty good right now. So in July, I met 3 out of 4 goals. One of those goals, the goals I did not meet in July, I wanted to write 20,000 words in Artificial. I said I wrote maybe 2,000 words. So obviously I did not meet that goal. And then August, I met 3 out of 4 goals, including I wanted to write 10,000 words in Artificial, and I did do that. And in September, I met 2 out of 4 goals already. And the goal I haven't met yet is the reading goal, but I have the rest of the month. Plus, I'm doing really well on my reading goal now. I'm almost all the way caught up. I think I'm only like 1 book behind. So reading goal is going really well right now. And yeah, so let's talk about my quarter 3 goals, which of course covers July, August, and September. And my first goal for this quarter, I wanted to read 20 books. I just picked a number. I think in order to catch up on my reading goal, I needed to have read 25 books this quarter, which I'm on track to. And I probably should get 25 books finished by the end of this quarter. But so far, I have finished 22 books. So 3 more, and I'm 100% caught up on my reading goal. So that feels really good. So that goal is already done because the goal was for 20 books, and obviously I've gone over that at this point. My second goal was to save a certain amount of money. I did that. The third goal was to finish Artificial, and I did that September 15th, Sunday. Very recent. Very happy. And I'm made more happy because I'm not always happy when I finish a book, which is sad, but it's just the fact of the matter. It's just reality. The last book I finished, which I think was like last October last year, I was not happy when I finished that book. I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is good. I don't know if I even want to edit it. I don't know how I feel. So it feels good to be happy when I finish a book, and I'm excited to edit. I can't wait to edit because I love editing. I love drafting too. I love writing, but I really like editing because it's like everything is done and I can just go in there and relax and make everything better. So I'm really looking forward to editing. I'm trying to take a couple days off and do some reading, but then I want to get some editing done. My goal is to have is to give myself about a month. This is not a super long book. It's about 60,000 words. So it shouldn't take me longer than probably 2 weeks to edit it. But I'm giving myself a month. And so my goal is to get queries sent out by like mid-October. I'm not excited about query, but my query letter is already done and I'm really happy with it. And so all I have left, I have a logline, I have a query letter. All I have left is like a synopsis, and then, which I don't mind writing synopsis. It doesn't bother me. So I'm gonna have a synopsis left to write, which I'll probably write in the next couple of days. And then I'll get my query list together, and then I'll get some queries sent out, and then I will move on to the next project. I've decided I want to write my botanist project next. I'm feeling, a strong urge to work on that book. I got that idea like a year ago. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, I started that story and I wrote about 2.5 chapters, but there's something about, like, I need to do a lot of research for that book. And whenever I do a lot of research, it kind of makes me not want to work on the book anymore. There's something like very disenchanting about research. So I have to wait for that disenchantment to wear off. So at this point, it has worn all the way off. I want to write this book. I'm excited to write it, but we're going to finish Artificial first, and then we'll move on to my botanist story, which I'm excited about. But I'm also excited about Artificial, and I'm happy with it. And I'll see how editing goes. I don't think I have a ton to add to the first 2 parts. I don't have it in parts on the page. Like, I don't have part 1, part 2, part 3. But in my head, the story is in 3 parts. And I know I have some words to add to the 3rd part, but I don't think I have a lot to add to the first 2 parts. Probably because I've edited the first part already. Because I did that. Because I let the book sit too long between rounds of writing. And so to refresh my memory, I reread what I had and I went ahead and did some editing. And I've also edited several parts in the middle section already. So it's just this last section that is going to need the most amount of work. But that's also par for the course with me. I tend to, the end of my books, I tend to kind of barrel through it a little bit. So I'm excited to see how the book came out when I'm reading it and not worrying about adding words and stuff. It feels really good. And I really need this win right now. So I feel really good. I finished this book. And like I said, I'm not excited to query. I don't think it's possible for me to get excited about querying right now. But I am really excited about this book, though. About my sci-fi suspense horror. And I'm happy to finish it. I even feel like celebrating. And I always feel like celebrating. So that feels really good. It feels good to be happy having finished a project. But anyway, moving on to my 4th and final goal for the quarter 3. To my 4th and final goal for the 3rd quarter of this year, which was to finish my 2020, to make my 2025 planner, which I did that, and we'll see if I feel like editing the planner video and putting it up, but it's really cute. But anyway, so that's all I'm going to talk about today. And I was thinking about making a video where I talk about how querying went last year. But I don't know if I feel like talking about it or not. Obviously, it did not go well. Or I would have been in such a bad mood earlier this year. But I did get like 3 requests over like 2 books. And I got some really good feedback from one agent and some kind of vague feedback on another book from another agent. But so it wasn't like a complete disaster or anything. I get very complimentary feedback from agents about, my writing and storytelling and stuff. But at some point I'm like, what am I doing? What can I, whatever. I'm glad they think I'm a good writer though. That does help. But at some point you're like, what's wrong with my stories? Like, what kind of book do I need to write that I would still enjoy writing? that they would also want to try to help me get published or whatever. But we're not going to worry about that this year. This year, we're just glad that I'm still writing and still trying. But I might make a video at some point talking about querying and stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna talk about my goals today. And I'll send some queries out and we'll see how it goes. But I'm not gonna worry about it this year. I'm just gonna do it and get started on the botanist project and fall in love with that and just be happy that I'm writing. Which I am. And I'm still kind of riding high off of finishing Artificial. So yeah, anyway, let's stop talking so this video doesn't get too long. So that is all. And we'll see when I get another video up. Hopefully it won't be like 6 months or however long it was. Not that it matters, but like, you know, I don't want to film a video if I don't feel like it. If I'm going to be in a bad mood. But yes, I'm happy. I finished my book, finished the first draft. We're going into editing. And it's just nice. You know, it's just nice to edit because I can better predict how long it's going to take me. So I think I can do at least 2 chapters a day. And if I do 2 rounds, that's 1 month. So yeah, so it just feels good. Feels good to finish a book. So that is all. And I'll see you sometime later. And yeah, reading's going well right now. Writing's going well again. So I hope, you know, you're reading and are working on projects and stuff. And I will see you guys later. Bye.